We are Tim and Jeff from Ghent, working on the SCORE QR code toolkit. So we will inform you about the business case of the QR code toolkit today. What is this toolkit about? It helps you as a smart city to create dynamic QR codes, and these dynamic QR codes that you generate will help you in all kinds of occasions and help you solve all kinds of challenges in your city. The first main application that you can do is you can make you dump objects of the city smarter. You can see the QR codes as an IoT alternative in the sense that you actually reuse the camera and sensor that are already there in your smart city by people, city workers, citizens, organizations, all kinds of people already having commodity mobile devices. This leads to all kinds of advantages. So, for instance, you can track inventory of materials that are transported in the city. You can allow citizens to report issues very conveniently. So at the place and at the time that they see something, they can report it to you as a city, rather than having to fill in a form at your website afterwards, which is much more difficult, and they have to click a lot more. So it's easier to do it. And generally speaking, the idea is that you use the toolkit to link city objects and city hotspots or specific locations to all kinds of information and to all kinds of actions. So not only provide information through QR codes, which we already see a lot, but to integrate it with your existing solutions and software to allow all kinds of actions, such as citizen reporting. So then you can see your city objects as a kind of as they say, a touch point in the customer journey, the citizen journey, and you can do it across departments. So a QR code that is applied by, for instance, the tourism department can be reused by other departments, and they can start to see other applications of the same QR code. And last couple of months, we also saw that it facilitates like touchless COVID-19 applications. This leads to a lot of cost and time savings. So it saves you time and saves you money because it can help you as a department and as a smart city to become even more data-driven. We have seen it's replacing a lot of the paperwork in the city, not only leading to less efforts, but also improving the data quality of the efforts that you do, that you used to do on paper. It makes citizen interaction much smoother. So public services become much easier and much smoother. You are, as a city, much closer to your citizen and the dialogue that you have. Once that you set it up in partnership with an IT department or with an external partner, you set it up once, and then you can start to take advantage of the QR code toolkit, opposed to or compared to classic QR code tools. We have built it as a building block, so it fits perfectly in your other projects and your other tools. The QR code behavior is not static, so it can be reconfigured, and you can always adapt what the QR code's behavior is. You can do it after that you have applied them and distributed them in the city. The idea is that you even first apply QR codes and then start developing links with software or develop new software for the QR codes, rather than the other way around, which is a traditional way. So you could argue and you could say that it leads to an agile way of developing with QR codes. Many departments are in Ghent are are already using this QR code toolkit. So we look forward to see it also being reused in other cities. We have the roads and bridges department using QR codes on assets, persons, even the fleet, on road signs like parking signs. And they typically apply it for administrative task logging. So in place, replacing paperwork to keep track of assets, to learn more about their loss of objects and what they purchase, what they need to purchase, and all kinds of logistic application. Another example is the prevention unit in Ghent, who uses it now that we have COVID-19 challenges to lead people to using QR codes to seat reservation applications or to let them leave contact information for contact tracing. And we are also with the organizational development unit looking at ways to reuse the existing QR codes to allow all kinds of citizen reporting in the city. Now I leave you to the lead developer of the QR code toolkit, which is Jeff, my colleague Jeff.
Hello, everyone. So the data set we're using is actually quite simple. Because we set up the QR toolkit in such a generic way, actually the only data we're using is the QR codes itself, which are configured through an API. But the actual functional data that's used is made and used by the applications implementing the QR toolkit or using the QR toolkit. For example, the road department, they are linking QR codes to road signs. So they have added latitude and longitude and all these kind of stuff. And for example, the tourism department, they have added user inquiries. So it's an entire different thing for every application because the QR toolkit is such a small building block in other applications. And if you want to replicate it, the QR toolkit, it's really simple. You can get a demo by just going to the GitHub repository and clicking the deploy to Heroku button. And within 5 minutes, you'll have a working QR toolkit for yourself. And you can always send an email if you need help.